Hello, everyone, and welcome to Touken Rambles podcast, the first Touken Ramble podcast pretty much out there in English. I am Marissa, and I'm your main host, and I'm joined by my wonderful, lovely Saniwa, who will be supporting me and everyone in this wonderful endeavor. So they want to start.
Hi, everyone. I'm Sarah. I'm, guess, the next one that Marissa converted into Touken Ranbu. So, hi!
Hi, everyone. My name is Jessie. Yes, I am here.
Hello, my name is also Sarah, but then I also go by Small, and I'm the last victim for the Touken Ranbu.
Our small Saniwa. So just to give a little bit of a background behind Touken Rambles, it has been a year. Solid year since I joined the Touken Ranbu fandom, and I had found out that there was kind of just, I felt like there was a need for a podcast to talk about everything game, stage, and anime related when it comes to Touken Ranbu. So I roped these lovely people in with me on this journey of Touken Ranbu, and now they're here with me on this podcast. So just a little bit about myself first. My name is Marissa. I'm also a member of Third Impact Anime. We are affiliated with Third Impact Anime, and I've been doing panels and doing podcasts with that group for a while, and I decided to make a spin-off podcast with just us and talking just about Touken Ranbu instead of just anime-related news and information. So that's a little bit about me, and I'll turn it over to Sarah for a bit.
Well, hi everyone again. A little bit about me is I was the next conversion of Marissa, as I mentioned earlier, and fell very hard into Touken Ranbu afterwards. She literally sat beside me like a little imp until I was converted. So my phone has regretted all my life choices ever since because there is no storage thanks to this game anymore. But it is a magical, wonderful, beautiful place. It is hell because of the feelings and emotions that come with it, but it is wonderful. And I'll pass it off now.
Jessie?
Wonderful, because the feels are what got me into this stupid franchise in the first place. Marissa tried to drag me in the middle of my senior semester, which was just this past spring, and I was adamant that I would not join it until after I graduated. But she came and did a presentation on Touken Ranbu and played wonderful clips from the musical. And the music is what made me get into this thing. And I have loved every minute of it, except for when my heart hurts. But even then, it's fun. So, yes, it's been several months, and I thoroughly enjoy it, even though my heart does not sometimes.
All right, and Small, our littlest Saniwa.
I've only been playing Touken Ranbu, like the game app, for a couple months. I would say probably 5 months. But then, I officially got started on it when I watched Hanamaru. And at first, when Marissa was doing her presentation, I watched the first episode of Touken Ranbu Hanamaru, and I was like, It took me some more time to actually get into it, but then after watching the whole entire season by myself, I was like, oh, so sweet, and I was just like, I need to download the game, so I did everything I could to download the game, and I got it, and then that's when I messaged Jessie. I was like, how do I start this whole thing?
That was beautiful, too. Japanese is one of my favorite things, and I study it in my spare time. So I'll get messages from people. What does this mean? What does this mean? So I got a message from Small one day, and it was the create your Saniwa name screen. And she was like, what does this mean? What do I do here? And I was like, I know exactly what you're doing. I'm so excited.
You can also blame the fact that all we listened to on the way to Animazement, there and back, was the Atsukashiyama soundtrack. That's all we listened to. I was terrible. I threw her into the fire with that one.
You did that with a lot of people, to be honest, Marissa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't want to be alone. I was alone for so long. I pretty much was, because I started watching Hanamaru when it started airing and like religiously watched it. And then I was like, okay, I'm going to get the game now that I have a Japanese iTunes account, because I started playing Show by Rock and got into Touken Ranbu because I was like, I can do both. And then I found the Discord group, who is fantastic. If any of you guys listen to this, you guys are all wonderful. And pretty much that was my little community for a really long time until I roped Sarah into the game, which was a while after that. It wasn't until like early spring when I
Yeah,
kind of
because we were sharing a class at that time, actually, is when you finally convinced me to finally kill my phone.
Yep.
It was a wonderful death. I
was
don't mind at all.
So, all right. I think that's a decent amount for like the beginning self-introductions. We don't want to have that take up all of our time. Besides, everyone will get to know more about us and our different loves for different characters throughout the podcast. So let's kind of start off with the events that actually happened this past December. So we're only going to have a podcast once a month. So about the first week of the month, we're going to have a podcast come out that's going to recap everything and our opinions about the events and news that just came out the previous month. So we're focusing mostly on December, a little early January with one of the announcements. But so let's start out with the first thing that happened this month. Game-wise, which was the Underground Treasure Chest, or UTC, number 10. So we got a weird floor number. In the past couple events, it's only been about 50 floors, or in the first couple of ones was 100. We had 99, and I'm not completely certain why we got 99 floors.
They just wanted to keep it in double digits, I guess.
Or it's to spite all the OCD people.
Accurate,
Pretty accurate. And once again, the curse of the salad child. Mori Toshiro and his terrible drop rate. Oh my gosh. I was one of the unlucky people that grinded and the previous event to get him and finally got him. So I didn't even need to get him this event, and he showed up on, what was it, Jesse? Was it like floor?
You got him on on a lowish floor, considering like, every floor down.
You cackling pixie at that one.
Yeah.
Whoops. But what I found was interesting and was so happy for especially for everyone else who hadn't gotten him or had suffered the previous 2 events to get this child, was every 10 floors, his drop rate increased. Oh my gosh. I was so happy. I can't remember the actual increase rate because his drop rate on floor 50 was like 0.02%. So he wasn't even a full-on percentage. So I don't even know if he got to a full-on percent by the time he reached floor 99. So,
Sarah, what floor did you get him on?
I went all the way through all 100 after many agonizing moments, and I ended up just grinding floor 90 because I hit the point where I was like, my swords can't handle floor 100. It's not much of a difference. 90 it was.
But sadly, Jesse, you didn't get him, did you?
I did not get him, but I had 3 others that were my goals. 3? Was it 3? 2?
I think it was 3.
Regardless, I got the others.
Yay!
I got my others, but not Salad Boy.
Not Salad Boy.
Not Salad Boy.
And Small, you got most of the other swords pretty quickly, if I recall.
Actually, okay, so Hakata I got really fast, but then Goto, it took me almost 2 days to get. And then everyone else just came like immediately, like pretty fast after that. And I was just like, oh, I got the Kiwame set really fast because I didn't realize how much I grind. And I saw that I grinded so hard that I got the Kiwame set within like less than a week. And I was like, oh snap. Oh, wells.
Surprisingly, I tried to get Hakata last UTC, and I could not get him. I just moved on, and I ended up with two of the others. So this time, I went for Hakata first. I was like, I'm going to get this one before I go on. And it only took like 2 or 3 rounds for him to actually drop for me. And I was like, that was the easiest drop I've ever gotten. And then I think it was Shinano that I got this time too, and he dropped really easily too, surprisingly. So I don't know. I think they just took all of the drop rates and raised them, except for Mori.
And he's sadly one of the worst swords in the game to date. I don't know why. Hopes out for his eventual Kiwame form being better, but we will see about that one. So another interesting thing that they added was the internet disconnections little go back thing, because that was only in past events, because you would waste either Koban or actual money if you disconnected and it didn't stick you back where you were. So what did you guys think about the internet disconnection thing? Like, if you close out of your game or the game malfunctions, it'll throw you right back where you were.
Super helpful.
Yes, I will agree 100% on that, because tendency, even if the phone freezes or something, being able to go back was a huge relief, because then you're not wasting all your time.
Right. Because for me, like, I'll often start a run while I'm at home, but if I have to leave my house, then I'll close out of my app accidentally, or it'll just time out. So when I open it back up elsewhere, if it doesn't automatically come back up to the game, then I have to restart the game. And for it to automatically jump back and give me the option to go straight back to the same floor was beautiful.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. Well, I didn't really need it, because I didn't need to grind floors as much. I just needed to get to pretty much floor 50, and I was set sail. But it was really nice, and it's a nice thought. I hope they do throw that into other events, especially war training expansion, because Lord knows if you disconnect on the extreme map on that one, you pull your hair out, because that's a lot of work. But I did find, I don't know, hopefully they fix it, but there were a couple glitches when you would go back into the map. It wouldn't move as quickly, and it took a little while for the game to kind of kickstart itself, especially on mobile. I think most of us here play on Pocket. Most of us don't play on the desktop because of convenience of mobile. So
yeah, because sometimes also when you would go back into it, for me, it wouldn't give me the option to continue forward after I would finish a battle. So I would have to forcibly close the app and then open it back up and go back in. Because it did weird things with the glitches. But I've noticed that there aren't nearly as many issues with that kind of situation in this event.
I think that's because they had it implemented for events like Regiment and Village of Treasures, because of they've had that implemented for the past ones. So I'm guessing they were working the kinks out for the non-pass events. So that might be kind of the reason why they're like, oh, it's not the same system that we had before, so we have to completely rewrite everything. So, but we will see. Probably next Underground Treasure Chest or War Training expansion. We'll see if they have that in there at all. What do you guys think of the items that the newer items, like the transfer token and the floor map? Care for them, or
I didn't even use them.
Yeah, I think that's a lot of the things. Is I don't think any of us, as we were talking about personally earlier, use those kind of items simply because we don't tend to spend the money on those kinds of things. We can all talk about that later, about what we actually spend money on.
Sword slots.
Yes, all the sword slots. So yeah, I think that was the biggest thing. But I do know, I think one of the things we got just going through was a transfer token, but it was only like one, so it was kind of just a one-off. Yay, but not really as big of a thing.
Yeah, the transfer token I used at the very end, floor 99, because even though I had my level 50 Kiwis. They couldn't go through the dang floor. They kept getting poked, and I couldn't make it through. So I was like, okay, I'm just using this. I'm using the pass. I'm getting through it and saying out through 99 floors. I'm done. So technically, Sarah, you one upped me because you actually made it through floor 99. I didn't. So
Because of sheer determination to get Mori, and I still didn't get him on floor 100, despite the fact, or floor 99, whichever floor it was, I still didn't get there, and I was to die at that point.
oh, I remember us sitting there working on cosplay as I'm sitting there on the piano, tapping all three of our phones.
I need my support for the support to finish these. Like, come on, guys. New event started and I can't do all the things at once.
So, a little background for those of you guys, and for Small, because you weren't there. But we are working on our cosplay for our upcoming convention, Ichiwan-Con. And at times, pretty much Jessie was constantly working on at least someone's cosplay, be it mine or Sarah's. And because Jessie has more sewing prowess than any of us. But when Sarah was working on hers, I would sit there and just tap all of our phones to just go through the floor. And Sarah would do the same when I had to work on mine. So it was a nice floor tapping experience. Just phones lined up on the piano.
Yes. Tap, 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 tap. It was great though, because sometimes they'd be lined up like perfectly. The timing would work out perfectly. And it'd just be like tap, tap, tap. And then other times, some would take longer than others. But
Yeah.
I thought it was
Constant. It was hilarious, to be honest. We had fun, though. We got through it.
We did. You got through 99 floors at that point.
Woo!
Yep.
And I got Jessie to floor 50, so
Yeah.
woohoo! Success. Is there anything else we want to talk about when it comes to UTC, or do we want to move on?
Well, we had talked about goals and successes.
Yeah,
We had
throughout.
talked about those throughout the whole thing. So
Mhm.
yeah, I think we're good.
Everyone who got Mori, and some people didn't. They wanted Mori. So
I wanted
Yeah.
Mori, but I was not that dedicated. I think the lowest floor that I got to was 54. It was like, I'm
Oh.
done.
because I know you still had 2, and Small you had all 4 of the event swords besides Mori, correct?
Mhm.
You were
Because I got Goto and Hocho last UTC.
okay.
So I just needed Hakata and Shinano and Mori.
All right. So I think that's it for UTC. It was a pretty uneventful event in a way.
It didn't
but
get quite as deep as they thought it would, maybe.
No. Poor Ichini needs to make that elevator a little longer. Dig down deeper and you'll find Mori. He's on floor 100 all along, sitting there with Hocho's candy stash.
And his love for married women.
That child.
All right. So let's move on to the newest Kiwame forms that actually came out right in, if I recall, it was right in the middle of the event. I think that was the biggest thing that happened was those new Kiwame forms for our much underappreciated Dodonuki and Nakigitsune and the ever sour Okurikara.
Oh, he's such a good boy.
He just wants to be left alone, guys.
He does.
Just don't leave him alone.
How could I carry around? He's not getting left alone.
No.
And Suru.
Suru, yeah.
I mean, that host club was really good for him.
Poor child.
Think inside moments.
Woo!
Oh,
It'll be pain.
So, what do you guys think of Dodonuki's like new form? I say new because personally, I don't find it looking too much different.
I know. When I first saw it, I was like, "What is the difference? It looks the same." But then, like when I looked at every single like picture, and when I got to his awakened form, I was like, "Oh, this isn't too bad," but it still looks the same.
He's just never been one of my favorites. But he lost his helmet,
which is weird.
He lost his helmet, and it also kind of looks like he's got more of a bare chest. And that's a little concerning.
Yeah. Alexi, she was like, "Are you sure those are abs? Those look like potatoes." And I was just like, "No." I was just like, "Alexi, no. Those are real abs. They're just drawn really harsh."
Very harsh, but yes.
I think Amachi... Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say the artist has a very distinctive style to their art.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I also wasn't all that impressed. So we'll see maybe once I ever get him out of just basic regular form of level 30. He's not one that I'm going to spend a lot of effort leveling up. I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah, I'm looking back at the pictures because I think he, if I recall, yeah, he does show a little bit more chest than he did before. A little bit different armor. But other than that, there's really not much of a difference to Dotanuki besides the fact that people have pointed out if you look at his awakened sprite, you can actually see his fundoshi, the sides of it now, than you couldn't before. So that's new. I was like, thanks, guys. Blame Mick. Mick points everything out on Discord. But yeah, I was like, really? That's what we get. Thanks, guys. But other than that, I'm not a big stat person, but his stats aren't really much different. I think they're actually kind of maybe worse. I don't want to say because he actually
you can probably max them out higher than what they are.
I haven't QE'd him yet. I think he might be soon. But we'll see. So next is Okurikara, who
Kara-chan. He's beautiful. I'm working on leveling him up because I want him to be my next Uchi.
It is 100% worth it. I will say that. Because I actually, the night when we were doing the leveling up wonderful phone tapping, it did come out during that event. Literally, we woke up that morning and I sent him out. Yes. So my Kara-chan is very, very happy. He's currently Kiwame level 36, and I am going to be happy with that. And I just absolutely love his form because when he awakens, the dragon is gorgeous.
It is, like, because I saw the picture on the wiki, because I was like, why didn't they include the dragon? But until I saw the awakened form, I was like, oh, they did him justice.
All I can think of when I see his awakened form is Ryuji no Keioku Ukure. All I can think of is Genji from Overwatch with the fact that the dragon's circling up his arm and around his body. I butchered Genji's old line. My apologies. But I do enjoy it. It's simple. Very simple design. They didn't really add too much besides the really cool dragon gauntlet that he is currently sporting, because another child that we thought was dragon-like did not turn out to be dragon-like, and it's upsetting Shinano.
They also changed his like skirt-like thing though, and it's no longer so red with it. It's more purple.
Yeah, it's not.
It's just purple.
He doesn't have like the hoodie that's just kind of attached to his waist.
Yep.
It looks like a.
He's got a purple sash-like thing. That's red in the back. Underlining. I don't know.
Yeah, that the carpet.
The carpet.
Okay, it looks like a carpet.
Yeah, I guess. Now that you've said it, I can see a carpet.
Yeah, a little bit. I didn't think about it until I saw it just now. I was like, it's like a carpet. So we have wonderful Okurikara. Simplistic yet nice. Now we have Nakigitsune, a very underrated, beloved child of our dear friend Lexi. Yeah. Thankfully, the fox doesn't talk as much. That is all I have to say. The fox does not talk as much. Because Nakigitsune interrupts him.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yay.
He's like, no, I want to sleep. You're like, yes. I forget which exact line that is. I know it's one of his main lines. I think he kind of interrupts the fox a bit. Or the fox actually gives him a chance to speak. So what do you guys think of design-wise?
I think it looks really good because they added like the Foxfire, and I'm looking at the Fox, Mr. Fox right now, and I realized that they added 2 more tails to him, and I was like, oh, that's really cute.
I really like his awakened form.
Ooh, I just noticed his mask's off.
Yes, that is why. That is why I really like his awakened form, because his mask is gone.
I didn't see the awakened form before because when it came out, the wiki hadn't completely updated. We were missing.
Yeah, I think Sarah sent it to me.
But I'm so happy he has his little fox ear headband thing. It's not actual fox ears on him, but it's more of his mixing with his armor a little bit. And nice. Not too much, not too little like some Kiwames have been in the past.
His color scheme is also really pretty, so I'm happy with that.
But I felt kind of sad because my dad, he looked at Nagikitsune, at the ending of Tokurama Hanamaru, and he was just like, he looks like Kaneki Ken from Tokyo Ghoul. And I was like, oh, why?
He does have the mask, but
And he does have...
He has what else? What were you going to say?
Oh, like the white hair, like Kaneki Ken does. And I was like, R.I.P.
R.I.P. Yeah, though Nakigitsune's mask is more of like the bottom half of like the samurai helmet, like where their mask piece is, and it's pretty much just the mask piece. I don't know why he just has the mask piece, but he does, and it's cute. But so that's it for the Kiwame, and I don't think we've actually gotten any announcements or news from Nitro saying for like Kiwame forms coming soon, because they usually put out.
We haven't gotten that yet.
We're probably gonna get it once Regiment's over. They're gonna be like, oh, we're gonna have this event and then new forms. So I wonder who they're gonna be, because the starter swords.
I just want my starter sword. I just need those to be a thing. But I saw the most fabulous post. Someone was like banging on DMM's door. When are the starter swords gonna get their Kiwames? And DMM was like, as soon as Kashu picks out an eyeshadow, we'll be good.
So true.
Fashionista son.
All the fashionista children in this race.
Yep. Though, interestingly enough, because if you kind of go based off of their little pattern, their little pattern of Kiwame forms, if they're going to hold off on the starter swords until all the other Uchigatanas have their form, the next Uchi we need, because Sengo doesn't count because he just got released very like a year ago. It's been almost a year. Is Kiko. But I don't think they would just release one. Oh my gosh, that's gonna be a.
It's not.
Not. Can we have anyone but Kiko?
Not. Can we not? Sorry.
Ha ha.
Really.
Okay, I couldn't help it. You lined it up right there. But I don't even know how they're gonna do Kiko's form, because that he's an interesting sword. I love him. Design is wonderful, but Whew. I wonder how his Kiwame's form's gonna be.
I
They might
wonder
give
when
him
his
some-
Kiwame Awakened will be.
Red ropes all over.
Small.
She said it, not me.
Oh my god.
Okay. So, moving on from the Kiwame forms now, because I think that's a good time to end it. So, moving on to the current event that we have going on, which is the Regiment Battle 3. Only. So, the Chaos, or Midare mode, as all fans like to call it, has changed drastically and is kind of upsetting. So now instead of you mashing the pretty much the button for the map select to change it, it's just completely random, and it can be one of 4 different modes. So any thoughts on Midare mode for you guys?
Haven't even been able to beat the 4th map yet. So
Well, I
yeah.
haven't been able to beat the 3rd map, so yay!
I guess I'll give my opinion since
Okay.
I hate this. Chaos mode is killing me. I can, whenever it pops up, I usually just facepalm because I'm at the stage where my Kiwame are not high enough to handle the heavier ones. So I can handle it when it's just like the basic night and day battles, because I can run all 4 of my teams through off the different blades and pray. And usually the last one is I don't know if this is going to work. But if it's the one with the heavier ones, nope, and nope. I just start clicking the box until it goes away.
Oh my gosh. I was kind of sad because I loved Midare mode last regiment. It was beautiful. You got 12,000 EXP by the very end of it, and it was a breeze. My Kiwis were only like level 40-ish at the time, and I barely saw any damage to them. Because Midare mode last time was the enemies weren't much stronger. They were the same strength that they were. It's just it was unpredictable. Instead of following a pattern of, okay, next map is most likely, it is going to be a night battle, but it could be any form of like lineup of these sorts. So you would kind of know going into it, and it was just random. Now it's not random. It is kind of death a little bit. My swords will take damage now. They're level 50, and they're taking damage.
That explains why my poor 38 range of 35 to 39s can't handle Midare mode.
Because I can handle, like you said, I can handle the previous 3 modes, but it's I can't even remember the actual name of it, but the one with the heavy cavalry and like artillery and stuff like that. It's just it takes a while for them to wheel them down, especially the leader. So a lot of times I'll usually come out of those battles with like a B rank.
Mm-hmm.
And I've actually had to use the little revival beam things, usually about maybe by the 3rd, like to the end node. So I'm like, ooh, this is a lot harder, and it gives you less EXP.
Yeah, I was beginning to notice that. It's honestly not worth it compared to if we just run map 4, we get plenty of EXP there. So Chaos mode.
It's harder, and you get less EXP than you did last time, and it's random too. But you do get a lot more beads things. Then paper. What are they called exactly? Otoshidama. That's it. Because it's not VOT. It's regiment, so it's not beads.
I keep trying to call them beads.
They're beads. We've done enough Village of Treasures that it's every time you're collecting something, it's beads at this point. I don't care if it's Otoshidama or fireflies. It's still
Fireflies are my favorite, though.
But so, what are your goals for this event? And say like your progress of how like were you at currently in it? 'Cause
Paper
it's a
sets.
long event.
I want paper set. And I am only at 15,000 beads. I wanted to get Hyuuga, but I can't get to 100,000. But I really just want as many of the paper sets I can get, because you can get 4 of them this time.
Woohoo!
If you get all of them, you can get 4 of them, and that's fantastic. Especially for those who need to kiwi their swords. But I am still at only 15,000, and I'm hoping to get my first set soon.
All right. Anyone else want to say how they've done?
So far I've only got 16,000 otoshidama, and I'm like, just doing it as I go. And I'm hoping, because I want a new sword, and I'm hoping for Nihongo, because I recently just got Otogine, so I was just like, oh, I'm going to complete all my yari, all the 3 yari. And, but I'm just taking it with a grain of salt. I'm like, if I don't get to 100,000, which I highly doubt it, I'll be like, it's okay. There's other opportunities that will come around.
Yeah. Same
Pretty
boat.
much.
I actually, I am at 105,000. So I have Hyuuga. So I'm kind of at that stage of, I would love the last Kiwame set, because 4 Kiwame would be amazing, especially if they do try to surprise us, as someone whose favorite sword had their Kiwame released and they didn't have paper. So I'm still not salty about that. Nope, not mad at myself.
Poor Soza.
I love my sad child, my sad pink squishy child, but he's finally Kiwame. So. But yes, so it would be nice, but I'm not struggling as much to get it as I was trying to get up to the 100,000. What's rolling?
Oh yeah, the struggle to 100,000 was a little difficult. It was a big mountain to climb, and now there's a very small mountain of 50,000 after that to get that last set right now. But besides getting Hyuuga and getting all 4 of the sets, which I got the 3rd set today because of the lovely day reset, and at like 3 o'clock, I was like, wait, why do I have mission like successes? What did I do? I was like, oh, it reset over in Japan. Yes, I did it. So now I have to just get that last set, and I am struggling to get my last 2 Kiwis on my main team, my Sayo and my Yagen, to get to level 50, because I really just want them to get to level 50 at this point, because the EXP for Regiment is probably one of the best, because the fact that it gives you so much, and you don't have to worry about fatigue, true plus, or repair costs, and way better than, like, because War Training Expedition gives you a lot, but you have to waste resources a lot as well. So the drawback for that one's not as bad. So
Yep. Now, you don't have to worry about the fatigue, because Okurikara still gets fatigued for me.
oh,
But
really?
does that not really matter if you send him back in and he's still fatigued?
I forget. I can't remember if fatigue does happen or not.
It still happens, but it's because your Kiwame are so high, they have a better rate. But if you run, like, I have one team of high-level Uchikatana I'm running for the first, 3 nodes, just so they get XP. And whenever I'm done with them, if I run the map, 2 or 3 times, they are in the red. So pretty much, if it's a Kiwame team, they won't get as much fatigue. But
Okay.
Because
regular
mine's
teams.
a mix of, I've got 2 of my Kiwi Tontos. My one Uchi on there is Kara-chan. And then I've got 2 non-Kiwi Tontos, and Hori's my leader.
So who's getting fatigued? Because usually bigger
Kara-chan.
swords. Okay, that's why. Bigger swords tend to have a higher chance of hitting fatigue than the little smaller ones. So your Tontos won't do it as much. Wakis, you'll rarely see it, but Uchigatanas and Tachis and Yari and Naginatas will get a lot more fatigue if they don't hit anything.
Okay.
So that's why you get fatigue, mainly, is if your other swords are going through and destroying things and they're just not hitting anything, or they're the last one.
Okay.
I think it's an actual in-game thing, or it might just be just theory, will have a higher chance of getting fatigued out of everyone else. I don't know. Fatigue is an interesting concept in the game.
It really is.
Oh, yeah, I haven't seen the fatigue because all Kiwi Tontos, even if they don't attack, they're not getting fatigued. But it's probably because of that. That's why Kata-chan is getting a little fatigued at times.
He needs a nap.
So
Probably does.
speaking of Hyuuga, because we mentioned Hyuuga before, brand new sword just got released, obviously during Regiment, and was the main goal of 100,000. Oh gosh, I haven't seen 100,000 as a goal since trying to get Kogurasu Maru the last time he was in Village of Treasures. It was a while ago. Don't play while in your car. Do not tap your phone while in the car. I totally did not do that because I didn't want my passes to reset. I was like, it's almost 4 because it was 4 o'clock because it was in the spring. I was like, it is almost 4 and I have 3 passes that I need to get through and I need Kogurasu Maru now. And I'm on the way to like a friend's house and I'm just phone's in my lap and I'm like, I'm driving. Don't do that.
I am barely certain
do not follow me.
the musical actor for Kashu Kiyomitsu got Kogurasu Maru in that event.
Woohoo!
I'm so
brand new sword voice. Finally, Yuki Kaji is voicing
Yuki
one of the
Kaji.
swords. I was surprised he wasn't before, and now he is.
Beautiful.
So that's why I'm happy about Hyuuga.
Yes. And he's really cute. Like, I love his character design. It's a really cute design that we haven't really seen in that kind of style for a Tonto that I think. He looks like a mini Kashu.
I was thinking the same thing. I was just
Yay!
Let's do this.
And then I'm looking at his like awakened form, and it's pretty aggressive, but it's like a good aggressive. And like, and then his casual outfit's really cute. He looks like a little Boy Scout.
He does. He is precious.
I don't think I've seen that yet, so I'm gonna look that up.
Do it. It is adorable.
And I just missed like the last 2 minutes of conversation because my system decided to go a little funny.
You didn't miss much. We were just talking about Hyuga's different sprites. Apparently he looks. What did you say? Small?
That he looks like a Boy Scout in his casual outfit.
He does. He's so precious. And then he looks
adorable.
like a little demon child in his awaken.
I know, right?
You can really see the artist in Hyuuga so very clearly.
Hyuuga?
You know my pronunciation is terrible. So
Hyuuga. Hyuuga, there you go. He does look like a Boy Scout. He's got like this red colored shirt with a tie that's not really like a tie. What's it called? Like a mask.
Like a handkerchief?
Yeah, like a handkerchief. And he's got a water bottle.
I wonder what's in that water bottle. Probably tea.
Canteen water bottle.
Little canteen water bottle.
He has really pretty eyes.
Headcanon, the Kashu and him being friends headcanon.
Oh my gosh, yes. Yes. No, like they do all the things. Like, do you see his eyes? They have to work on their eyeliner together. And their costumes. Shopping trips are a thing with these. Like, Sarah and I can tell you.
We have many headcanons about this.
Many headcanons about so many different swords.
Group shopping trip with all the fashionistas. Let's just leave it at that.
Yep.
Yes.
But yeah. So Hyuuga, I was gonna make mention of when it comes to Hyuuga, Nitro announced the New Year's special like login bonus thing. You can get every sword, any sword, one sword that you want, except Hyuuga. So
Except Hyuuga.
For everyone else who can't get Hyuuga but wants Hyuuga this event, and they can't get him because Nitro is like, no. You have to get an old sword. So, speaking of that, if when you get all the login bonuses, who are you planning on nabbing for yourself for a sword that you haven't gotten?
Oh, that's a hard decision. Because
So-
I know I'm. Oh, go ahead, Small.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just wondering if, like, from all the swords, you're able to choose one. Like I'm kind of confused on like the whole like selection thing because I was wondering if you could choose like any sword. Does it work like that?
It can be any sword out of the 69 swords that we have currently in the game. Well, I think there's technically 70 with Hyuuga now, but everyone, you can pick anyone except Hyuuga. So, Yep, they announced that it was on their Twitter. So, yep.
Oh, go ahead, Sarah.
Yeah.
I think I was just going to say that it's kind of hard to decide because I know the ones I really am missing are 2 of the Masamune blades. So I don't have Sada-chan and I don't have Monoyoshi, but I also don't have Odenta, Juzumaru, or the father. So one of those. It's very tempting. Probably the father at this rate. Because
Koga.
I'm still very sad that I did not manage to get 100k, but I was a baby Sentinel at that time.
Decisions are hard.
Decisions are hard. And I have, what was it? How many swords do I not have? I think there's like 4 that I don't have. One,
Don't
2,
you have?
4. It's it's all of the oh gosh, Osafune swords that
Yes.
yeah, all of those Osafune swords that they released for smithing events only. That and Kotegiri because I missed him by like 600 beads and died. Oh my gosh, I was playing up to like the last minute, but I'm probably going to go because eventually most of these swords will probably be put into events, but I think I'm going to try to nab Koryu because I love his design. And
He's so pretty.
And I actually tried to smith him and didn't get him. It was either him or Kenshin, but I'm like, I'm not going to waste it on Kenshin. He's cute, but he's just a babby Tonto. So who will eventually probably be thrown into something, hopefully another event, or maybe Era 8 ? In the future. Get that.
In the future. Somewhere.
Osafune sword drops, like we have the Sadamune and Era 7. We'll never know.
One day.
One day, indeed.
So Jesse, you didn't say who you were gonna grab.
I didn't, because I need so many. Decisions are hard. I really want Mono. I really want Monoyoshi, but also the thought that I could get Koryu or Kogurasumaru is very tempting. So I don't know.
Probably getting an event only sword is probably your best bet. So
Yeah. Like I really want an Ichimi, but I will not use it on him.
You like
I
use it
still
on
need
Ichini,
him.
and then you like
Yeah.
smith him, or he'd come as a drop, and you'd be like, "Darn it, I wasted that."
Yes. So no, it should be on an event only sword.
I'm worried. I'm gonna be like, "All right, I'm gonna pick Koryu," and then it's like Koryu comes in the next event.
I know,
Like
so there's
Azuki.
always that too.
Especially with the smithing event coming up, I'm just like, who are you going to put in this? Please tell us.
Yes.
I wonder if there's like a time limit to selecting your sword because I haven't looked that up yet. If there's a time limit of you have like a week to select it, or you just get to hold on. Because
Yeah.
I don't know.
Let's see. I'm
Or-
gonna pull up their Twitter while we talk.
Okay, or it might be as soon as you log in that day, it's like, all right, pick it, and you're like, you can't move on with the day until you pick the sword that you want. Knowing Nitro, I wouldn't put it past them. So, but while Jesse is looking that up, We can go back to that once we get there. We're going to start moving on to, before that, is there any last minute little comments you want to make about the current or past event that we just had for this December? Or if not, we can move on to the anime.
My question is, would it be smart to choose Higakiri or Hanamaru? Because I was like, I don't want to fight the Kibishi because they're kind of scary.
They are, but they're actually not as scary as they seem.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't. I got Higakiri from an event.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a random drop.
So I'm guessing you got him from the war training expedition.
Yeah, from E3 at that one.
Because that one is probably one of the best events to actually get both of the Genji Bros, because of the fact that it is a guarantee, like virtual Kibishi, instead of you keeping your fingers crossed and hoping that a Kibishi shows up on a Kibishi map and that you get them. So yeah, I'd probably hold off until then. They're not as scary as you think they are. The virtual Kibishi are pretty easy, and interestingly enough, the Kibishi are better sometimes than the main troops in Era 6 sometimes, because you don't have to worry about the rarity 5 Yari poking your little Tontos, because there isn't one. You usually can go in and like sweep them pretty quickly, or get rid of all 4 except the leader, which is some kind of weird Yari Naginata thing. I cannot remember the name of it, but yeah, that sometimes you can't get rid of him because he's a little tankier than the other troops, the other enemies. So you will be fine. Trust me.
I shall do
Trust
my
the
best.
Master Sword.
Trust Master Sword. Master Sosen is all.
All hail Master Sword.
I'm not that much of a Master Sword, guys.
You are.
You're more than you think.
You haven't met some of the people in the Discord that are over like 250 level Saniwa and have like everything.
To those of us that you have pulled into this mess, though, you are Master Sword.
Yes.
Okay, that is true.
Does that
You have
work?
your little- You have your little group of Senua.
Yes.
My little small group of Saniwa.
Okay,
Did you
so
find out?
I was looking it up, and it looks like we won't be able to exchange them until February, if I'm understanding this right. But you can get one of your choice of 69 swords, anyone but Hyuga.
That's all we have. Okay.
And that's all we have.
We will figure that out when the time comes. So
Yeah.
if you don't know what to
collect those stamps. Log in and collect the stamp.
Yep. If you don't know what you're doing, by the time it rolls around, I'm certain the wiki will have it up on their up on the webpage at that point. So,
Yeah.
All right. So moving on to the anime, because we're not Katsugeki, because that ended in like October, November. We're talking about Hanamaru season 2, which is going to be coming out in
A week.
a week.
Yeah, so close.
So close. Oh my gosh.
All the need. All the
So-
need. As people will come to discover very soon, I am very much all for Katshu, Kiyomitsu, and Yamato no Kami Asusada, and they're my children. I will defend them to the death. And I love them and need them back together.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we are getting so many wonderful new swords into Hanamaru. I believe you're getting them, because the only ones that we've actually gotten like full-on confirmation for are the Genji brothers.
No, we've gotten full legit.
Okay, we did get
confirmation for
full
more.
legit.
Let me pull that up too. I'll pull that up real quick
Okay,
because we
But-
have official confirmation
I
about
thought it
like
was official.
10.
I know there's a wild Sengo appearing.
Yes, I believe Sengo is in there. Kogarasu Maru is in there.
I think are the Saramune brothers in there?
I'm checking. Hold on.
Can't remember if they are. I'm so happy. I haven't looked at that list in a while because you posted it. I was like, oh, all I saw was Koga. That's all I cared about. I was like, yes.
I got distracted.
Okay, here we go. You ready?
Yes, go.
Okay. Okanehira, Odenta Mitsuyo, Kikko Saramune, Kogarasu Maru, Goto Toshiro, Shinano Toshiro, Jujumaru, Tsunetsugu, Sengo Muramasa, Sohaya no Tsuruki, Taikogane Saramune, Higekiri Kizumaru, Furo Yukimitsu, Hocho Toshiro, and Monoyoshi Saramune.
I thought my Saramune brothers were in there. Yes.
Don't forget about Konosuke.
Yep.
Oh yes, and Konosuke has joined us. Ew.
Yay!
But only one.
Only one.
Not a plethora.
Not a horde of them. That we know of. There could be more. It's just that we only see the one.
True. But, oh my gosh, so many new swords. That is going to be one very, very full Citadel. Because they already have, what was it, like, oh my gosh. Almost all of the swords are in the Citadel as of Season 1. And now I think we're filling in everyone else.
Basically.
Up until Sengo, I think. I think that's what they're doing. Yeah, I think they added everyone in up until Sengo.
They have been one very active Saniwa.
Yep.
Despite never leaving the room.
It's going to be an adventure.
It is going to be quite the adventure.
Oh my gosh, it is.
I can't wait to see what they're going to do for it, because we know the opening is going to be sung by Kashu and Yasu again. But the endings are going to change just like they did for Season 1. And we know this because the first episode's ending has been confirmed to be sung by Higekiri and Hizumaru, but there's no news about the next ones. So it's going to be very exciting to hear these two sing like we have in the musical forms as well.
I cannot wait. I want to figure out like how they're going to come in order. But those Toshiro Tontos need to come home, because one of the things that upset me once I got into the game after watching Hanamaru was the fact that all of the ones in Hanamaru were like, where's Ichini? Where's Ichini? And then you think about it and you're like, you are missing 3 of your brothers.
Yeah.
Where's Shinano? Where's Hocho? And where's Goto? You jerks. Because you have Hakata over there. Like,
They all
Japanese
failed.
Bijunishman self. And it's like, where's everyone else? Did he? Like, you should be worrying about them as well, not just Ichini. I get it. Where's everyone else?
I know that from the list that Mori isn't going to be in there.
Yeah, Mori won't be in there this time. Because Mori came out after Sengo, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, so Sengo was announced last January.
Yep. And he came out February.
They come out February.
Yeah, he was a smithing event, and then he was in the first like Edo treasure extravaganza.
in the boxes.
He was in the boxes. They go in the boxes. But yep.
If there is a Season 3 for Hanamaru, chances are we'll get Mori there.
Yeah, because after Sengo was
Osafune?
Tomoegata Naginata.
Really?
Yep. I think it was Tomoe.
He was
Was it Koryu? I think it was Koryu. Yeah, it was Koryu. Then Tomoe. Then
Because Tomoe was in a smithing event, I think, when I joined.
Yep. I think it was Koryu. Then Tomoe.
What about Daihanya?
Daihanyan? Yan!
Yan! Yan was event only for, oh gosh, the one before UTC.
Yeah, I got him for that one.
Yep. think it was VOT. I think it was Village
yeah,
Treasures.
It seems
yeah, it was a
logical.
beat collecting.
Yep. And then they had, oh gosh, Azuki and Kenshin as well in some particular order. I can't
Kenshin
remember.
was a smithing event, and I was so
Yeah.
mad because we found out I found out late that he was a Tonto, but I was trying to smith my Tonto child who I broke, and I didn't even realize, otherwise I would have been trying harder. Because I would have had a chance to get him more.
Well, I smithed a lot and got none. So
Yeah.
I thought, oh, it's Kenshin. He's like a 30-minute timer. I can do this and waste no resources. Yeah, no.
Resources gone.
Resources were gone. But that was sad. So yay, Hanamaru. I cannot wait for Hanamaru season 2 because it's what got me into this ridiculousness.
Hanamaru was definitely the first thing that I watched for it all, and it's beautiful and it's so fun and lighthearted most of the time.
It is.
Mhm.
Really easy to watch and rewatch.
Oh yeah.
And, yeah.
I think it's one of the easiest ways for people to get into the series because it is so lighthearted and it introduces, even though it has every sword pretty much in the game, it introduces everyone pretty nicely and just makes it very lighthearted and doesn't make it super serious. So
Right. I will say it's a great entry into the Touken Ranbu franchise, but after you get into it more, when you go back and rewatch it, everything means so much more. You pick up on different things from the characters and just the way that they interact with each other, and you're like, oh, that makes a lot more sense why you're like this now.
Yep.
Yep.
And they're still one very lucky Sanwa, just saying.
Yeah.
getting so many rare swords very quickly.
They had to have come in during an event. That's all I'm going to say.
So, any other thoughts about season 2 of Hanamaru coming out? Or
Crunchyroll better be getting it. They haven't announced it yet. I was checking that a second ago too because they're updating their winter season lineup, but they haven't announced that one just yet. They've announced several other anime, but they've got several blank spots, so I'm thinking it's going to be one of them.
probably it took them a while to announce Katsugeki. I was like holding on to the side, edge of my seat, going, "Please let it be on Crunchyroll, because if it's on anything else, I'm gonna be so upset." So they'll probably announce it within like a couple of days of it releasing, because that's what they did with Katsugeki. I was like, please.
I know it's really cool because they're airing it on the 7th in Japan, and then the 8th they're putting it on DMM's website to stream, which we can't do from over here, but you can stream it from their website in Japan, which I think is really interesting, and I don't think they really do that with many other shows. Because online streaming in Japan exists, but it's not nearly as popular as it is here. Most people watch it on TV, or if they do stream it, they have to wait a week. So, yeah.
That is new. Cute for enlightening. So that's cool. So yay for new swords, and hope that Crunchyroll has it and not Amazon.
Oh, please no.
Please no. Please no. But so moving on from one Genji Bros to the other Genji Bros.
The other Genji Bros.
The wonderful live Genji Bros. So talking about the musicals that currently were going on and now are going on again.
And they will forever be going on, basically.
Pretty much.
Because we have musical 4 that started and then paused and then is about to start up again.
Yep.
And that's about the Genji Bros, as well as our Sanjo crew, minus Ishikiri Maru.
Sad Sarah.
It's okay though, Sarah. Yours just had his own captainship. He's okay.
He did. He was a good child. My very good, very slow child.
Yes. So, Tsuwa Mono Domo ga Yume no Ato. Such a long name. Teacher in me. Does anyone know what it means?
Nope.
Really?
The Suwa Mono part is like throwing me off. Because I'm like,
Tsuwa Mono Domo is the warriors.
Okay. Because Mono is thing and
Well,
then,
Tsuwa Mono is actually one kanji.
oh, it's one kanji. Okay.
It's one kanji. It's one word. Domo is like, how do I describe domo? It's one of those things I understand, but not enough to explain. Domo. It's a pluralizer. Basically.
Okay.
Yeah. Tsuwa Mono Domo ga Yume no Ato. So after their dream,
But
needless to say, it's gonna bring some pain, I think.
because I don't think any of us here have seen it yet.
No.
Is it? I think because I haven't gone on their streaming site in a while for DMM, but I don't think that it is up on their website to rent yet. Because I think it has to finish airing for them to do so. I could be wrong. But none of us has seen it because I think we're waiting a little bit more for that. But I will say, oh my gosh. Yoshitsune, his character, like his actor, taking pictures with Hanamaru and Grumpy Ilano Tsurugi.
Yes.
Made me laugh so much. And the nerd taking a picture of a Genji pie.
Yes.
Yes. Their photos are live.
Yep, their photos
really
are wonderful.
Also,
Yoshitsune's actor does so many posts and behind the scenes pictures. It is so beautiful. If anyone wants to follow their Twitters, I highly recommend it. They give out some of the most amazing, precious pictures. I'm sorry, I did not mean to interrupt you, Sarah. Please go back.
I don't even know what I was saying.
Songs? Something about songs.
Oh, the songs, like, we'll be moving on to this in a minute in Shinken Ranbu, but the ones from the fourth musical that are in that, if that's any illustration of how beautiful and emotional this musical is going to be, it's going to be a moment.
It's going to be phenomenal, really.
So much. So
All
much
I've seen
need.
is the clip of the Genji brothers' little duet of Higeki like not knowing who his brother is, and you're like, this is sheer perfection. Also, Higeki is perfect.
Higekiri is legit perfection, and that whole song, the song starts with Higekiri introducing himself, so they introduce themselves via the song, and Higekiri finishes his line, and he's like, yeah, but names don't really mean a lot to me anyway, and then poor Hanamaru comes up, and he sings his name, and then moves on to a couple lines, and he pauses like, Higekiri, brother, what's my name? And he just looks at him and blinks and is like, Yeah.
Because I liked Hanamaru because I was like, oh, I like his design a lot, and I kind of feel bad for the guy because his brother forgets him. But I didn't dislike Higekiri. And then just seeing Higekiri's stage actor, I was like, okay, I like Higekiri a lot more than Hanamaru because he's just...
So fun fact about his actor, thanks to Sarah, who has magical sources. Higekiri's actor is 18 years old and used to be in ballet.
Yep.
And it shows, and it's perfection.
He's so young.
He really is.
Like, I might fact check that soon enough to double check, but even still, you can tell he's very young as is. which might be why he's so innocent and perfect for the role, because Higakiri's role is very
So
scary.
is he like the youngest out of all the musical actors?
So, if he's 18, I think he's the youngest.
Wow.
Higakiri. Yura. Something.
He's adorable and fabulous.
Mm-hmm.
Here. Hiroki. Miura Hiroki. Born in 1999.
Yep.
He is a baby.
Yep.
He is a baby.
He is such a baby. Oh my gosh.
It made me happy because I was trying to look up some of their ages, and I found out that Ogoe Yuki was same age as me. I was like, yes,
Yes.
we're same age, 23/24 buddies. Oh my gosh, I was like, haha. He's not older or younger than me. This is weird when people are now starting to be my age for things, or I'm starting to be their age. Because before, when you used to watch things as a kid, it was like, oh, they're at least like 10 or 15 years older than you. And now it's like, we're in that age group now of
And then we
young
have
actors.
babies as well, where like Higakiri,
Like, yep.
our sweet little 18-year-old ballerina.
Yes.
Yep. But speaking of Higakiri, oh, you're going to say something?
No, I'm looking up how old Hizumaru's
Oh, how old? Okay.
1997. So he's a little bit older.
Who's this?
Hizumaru.
Oh, he's a,
Not
much.
though.
not much. Still
No,
young.
not much. Akira Takano. Takano Akira.
But Shinken Rampusai is wonderful, according to these two.
It is. I may or may not have had it on repeat for the past 3 days.
Same.
There are so many parts to it. Currently, there are no subtitles for it, which can be hard at times because you're like, what on earth is exactly happening? And I have done my best to make sure that Sarah knows the important part.
Not a time loop again.
Not a time
Time
loop.
loop.
Not a time loop like the second stage play, but no. So this one, the setups, for those that have seen Shinken Rambusai 2016 and are wondering how 2017 is going to play out, because with the 4 different teams instead of just the 2, and not a whole lot of crossover between them, they play off of the cold weather and how they're just trying to get warm, and it's all Nikari's fault, really. He's like,
Oh my gosh.
we can tell ghost stories because you get so freaked out, you get warm.
I love my ghost child, but that's not helpful.
Yeah. They're like, doesn't that have the opposite effect? He's like, well, yeah, when we do it in summer, it makes you cold, but if you do it in winter, then you get warm. And it doesn't have to be ghost stories. It can be just any kind of spooky lake story. And bless the poor children who have no idea what they're doing. Sengo, Higakiri. But it's got so many parts to it. All of the new songs, there are songs from the 4th musical, which we know they're from the 4th one because of previews and trailers and behind the scenes stuff. But we've also got ones that have all of the swords singing together, which we have never heard before. And there is great need for an album to be released because they're so hype and energetic and amazing. And they've got one song near the end that is a duet with Ishii Kirimaru and Nikari Yaoi. And
I am so happy.
it is so pretty. But the one that killed me, the song that killed me in the performance was for Kazaguruma from the 3rd musical from Mihotose. And that song will always kill me just because it's an emotional song. But this one, the way that they perform it, and I'm not going to say anything else about it because I don't want to spoil it for some people, but
Blah, 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 not listening.
Same.
but all I can say is as soon as it's available for you, as soon as you get a chance, please go watch it because the entire thing is wonderful and you get all of the different character dynamics working together. Kashu tries to fit in here and there and he's just like, okay, let's just saddle up to this person, okay, Kara-chan, and we'll just try and do something with them because they're an awkward bump on a log and they need love.
And he's sidling up to Kara-chan because there is no Yasu.
Because there is no Yasusada, but yes, but that's okay because we'll get to that discussion in a Yasu has his time. It is coming.
Soon.
Yes, very soon, April. So those were my notes on Shinken Ranbusai 2017.
So my thing about Shinken Ranbusai is there is no Horikawa, and it is upsetting that he is not in it, but it's because Ogoyuki is currently filming season 2 of Yamushi Pedal
season
TV.
2.
Where he is the adorable Onoda Sakamichi, and so his TV show is currently taking precedence over that to the point of he will no longer be reprising his role as Horikawa, and it is heartbreaking as someone who just loves Horikawa too much, and he embodied everything I loved about Horikawa. He made him like really sweet and adorable, but he wasn't like happy and bouncy like Imono Tsurugi. He was a little more, he acted like Kanae-san's secretary in a way, pretty much. Like he did the role really well. So props to Ogayuki for a wonderful role of Horikawa, and I can't wait to see what his predecessor will do, because ironically they both had the same role in Tenemu. So we'll see. Similar backgrounds. And then obviously for Jessie, Yasu is not in it either.
Yasu is not in it either, and both of their absences are really felt. They do sing one of the songs from the Bakaten live, where Kashu, Yasu, and Hori break off from the other three and dance. And it's only Kashu.
Yep.
And you're like, are you okay? Do you need a hug? And the other three are just doing their thing on the other side of the stage. But Kanae-san seems a little bit more lonely, a little bit less controlled than when Horikawa is there. So it's a little sad, but he does a really good job. Anasawa does a really good job. Kanae no.
Singo no.
It's Sengo no.
No, it's for me it's Kane no, because
No, he actually does a good job. Everyone does a phenomenal job.
good.
Except for Tonbo Kiri.
Poor Spee!
He tries.
He has a good voice occasionally.
Okay, don't talk. Don't talk about his voice, Jessie.
No. So everyone has grown spectacularly. From Kashu's solo performance, you can tell like he's just completely grown, and you can see it and how he loves to be there in his part. Tonbo has no growth. Poor guy still can't dance.
Singo at one point dances more manly than Tombokiri, with love to the child.
Mikari has improved phenomenally well, and his dances are amazing. I love watching him. Tonbo, you just want to stick in a corner and take him out of the spotlight.
Give him a blanket, okay? He's having to deal with his brother. He needs a blanket.
Oh no. That's not very reassuring because Tombokiri was my other favorite, and
He's so precious. And
He's
he's
still
very, very happy moment in one of the songs.
Yes. You will enjoy his presence. It's just certain parts that you know me and my dislike for Tonbo. So there are parts where even I'm like, okay, great job. So
okay, good. But back to Yasu for
Yes,
just a
yes.
hot sec. Is currently in the Bungo Stray Dogs stage play.
He
as
is
Atsushi.
Atsushi Nakajima as the werewolf himself. Tiger.
Yeah.
My bad.
Because when we found out, we're like, okay, wait, he's in the Bungo Stray Dogs stage play. Wait, is he Atsushi? And we looked and we're like, he is.
He's Atsushi. He is the perfect Atsushi. I have followed his Twitter after that because I didn't realize that I wasn't following him. And all of his posts regarding it are just so cute, and his pictures in his various costumes, are so well done. He has the perfect amount of energy for this child, and it's just
and the
amazing. Yes, and the klutziness, indeed. But that's okay, because he'll be reprising his role as Yasusada coming up in the 5th musical, which we don't have a title for yet.
Nope.
But woohoo!
Yep. So, nice segue.
Yes. His announcement, I'm so excited for it, because his name was first. And generally, when their name is first, that means they're the captain of the group. And I need Yasusada Taicho. I need that.
Mm-hmm. So, yay, Yasu!
Yay!
Obviously, we're going to be getting the new Horikawa. That's how we figured out that Oyuki will not be reprising his role as Horikawa Kunihiro. It'll be, oh my gosh, I cannot remember his name, but Jesse will find it. But we're getting a new Horikawa, and as I said before, I cut out. I hope he does a very good job, because he had a similar role to Ogoyuki before. And then we're also getting Nagasone is coming back along with Kane-san. Oh, and it seems like we're getting another possible Shinsengumi kind of group, because the fact Mutsunokami, we're going to be getting a Mutsunokami, and surprisingly, like what they did with Sengo, they're throwing a brand new sword into the mix instead of one of the older ones. So we're getting Tomoe as well. So
Tomoe Gata Naginata.
Peacock Child. Yep.
Peacock Child.
If it serves with how their little pattern is with maybe going back to doing other, like the same story but very differently, like what they did with the 4th one, with them going back to Atsukashiyama a little bit with the Minamoto clan. This one seems like it might be another Shinsengumi-esque related, though it could also go around Sakamoto Ryoma instead because of Mutsunokami. But I'm very curious to see what they're going to do with Tomoe, because he is completely brand new. He has not been in anything, and there's not really much on him as much as like Sengo did. When Sengo came out, there was so much fan things. So.
All the fan things.
It's also going to be interesting because of just like the formation of the blade types, because often you'll have a Naginata and so many Ujikatanas. So it's going to be interesting to see how this all works out. Like what logic was also being behind this.
Well, there's not much logic in the first musical with Kashi being like, okay, wait, what?
Yeah, it's like, I don't understand what the purpose of all of these swords are. I really don't know where you're sending us. What are you doing?
So, like, as per usual, no idea what's happening, but it'll be fine.
The Saniwa is just trying to unlock recollections.
Yes.
Well,
again.
In each musical, doesn't it have a starter sword?
All of them except the
fourth
and third.
Yeah. The third one doesn't need it.
Nope.
Huh.
No, I don't know.
That was a good theory.
It was a good theory.
So the new Horikawa, his name is Sakamoto Shogo.
Okay.
Yes.
So, all right. New Hori.
New Hori. We look forward to your performance.
Much luck.
Yes.
A lot of luck. You have big shoes to fill. but you got this. He'll be fine.
Yeah.
Because I have a feeling he filled in for Ueyuki in the role in tennis as well, because he might have been the one after. So he's probably used to filling in for his roles. So.
Yeah.
Yep. Though it's going to be interesting to see once Ogayuki is done with Yomushi Pedal TV, if he's going to take Horikawa back or if they're going to keep Sakamoto as the role, which is more highly plausible.
Yeah, I'd be really, really surprised if he came back. I don't really think we see many actors change back and forth like that for roles. I think once an actor leaves, they're generally done with that series.
Mm-hmm. Which is sad. Yeah. So, any other thoughts on anything to do with the musicals or any comments that we skipped over? If not, we can move on to the stage plays now, because 3 Stars just wrapped up about a couple days ago. I was surprised because we didn't really get the cast announcement, like the full cast announcement, until like the very end of November. So I think they hold off a little bit more on their news and get through the performances a lot faster than the musical does. So this one had brand new, a lot of brand new swords. We got Nihongo, Yamabushi, Doronuki, Sohaya no Tsurugi, and Honebami. So don't know too much about the plot of this one. If I recall, it's like 2 different
I think there are like 2 different plot lines, 2 different timelines going on. Because along with those, we also have the others.
With the others. So
we have Mika, we have Mamba, we have Sayo.
Kiwi Sayo.
Kiwi Sayo!
Oh my gosh. At the end of
Akatsuki,
I was like, he has the travel garb, he has the food rations, and he has the letter set box attached to his hip, and he's leaving. Please. And then I saw the trailer for 3 Stars. I was like, he just looks like normal Sayo.
But that would make sense if they have the 2 different timelines within the thing.
And also, I think they didn't want to give it away that they were going to do Kiwame Sayo as well.
So sorry if we spoiled anything.
You just sent me the picture today. So
I did.
So
I just got it from Sarah today.
So it's not super spoilers. It's been out. It ended. There's probably been photos spread around of him in his Kiwame form anyways. So yay, he is the first of any sword, be it stage or anime, to actually Kiwame. So
just wonderful and well deserved.
Congrats, Sayo.
He is such a good child.
Oh yes, good child.
He really is. And his growth in Akatsuki was beautiful. His whole inner struggles working with Mamba, as much as Mamba was trying, as much as he would work with Mamba. Bless Kasen.
Oh yeah. Poor Kasen. But yep. And big props to his actor, because he's been in pretty much every single musical, including the little spin-off Odawara. And it was his first role. Sayo was his first role.
He's a great actor.
So big props to him and his role as Sayo, and I cannot wait to see more of him in many of the other stages. Which, speaking of new stages, they have not announced a 4th main stage, but we are going to be getting a spinoff for Mikazuki only, it seems like. Not much on that, except Sarah has a little bit that she wants to talk about.
Yes, so I've been reading around, lurking in depths. I don't even know how I reach. And it seems a lot of this is playing off of what's happening little comments that Mika will deliver throughout the past 2 stage plays. So, you know how he mentioned in the first one, I can rest easy now that the Citadel is in good hands. And rumor is it also plays off of something else he says in this stage play. So there's very interesting and rather concerning rumors that something is going to be happening to Mika in this spinoff. Fingers crossed it's not what we're all expecting. So, yeah. I don't think our hearts can handle this if something happens to Gigi.
No. Because the main visual for it is just Mikatsuki Monetika lying down, hand away from his sword, looking up at the sky.
This does not help any at all.
Nope.
Yeah.
So we will have to wait on that one because that doesn't start until... Do we even have a date for that one?
June.
June
7th.
Okay. We got a while.
Well, June and July. June and July. It's going to be in 4 places. 2 times in Tokyo. Once a different place in Tokyo. Once in Kyoto and then in Fukuoka. I say once, but it's probably more than that. Hey, Kyoto!
But, so we will see about that once the time comes. We got a while to wait.
Mm-hmm. Several months. We'll see.
We have the 5th musical to tide us over until then.
Indeed.
Mm-hmm. All right. So I think that's about it for the stage. Not as much news or freaking out because we don't know too much about it because it just ended.
Right.
So
I do know that Aramaki, who is the actor for Yamambagiri, is the most precious human being. And he often has, he has little slip-ups in the stage plays, right? He has slip-ups just like that all over Twitter, and people will play with him over them. And he and Yamabushi's actor will play off of each other, and it is the cutest thing.
Good.
So I need to see them react together on stage.
So, yep. I will say, when I saw the release trailer, I was pleasantly surprised by the fact of them adding Nihongo, Yamabushi Donuki, and Sohano Tsurugi, who are... well, Nihongo is popular, but he's a little gruffer and a little manlier compared to the others. So you have 3 brand new, much more manly swords instead of the more young boy or the very pretty swords, which is kind of cool. So,
right.
Yay for throwing in some much needed love to Yamabushi and Donuki, who I don't think too many people... They're not everyone. They're not in top favorites for some people. So
don't forget Hakata too. He doesn't get enough love.
No. He deserves some love
because he's in the third. He's in the 3rd stage play too.
Mm-hmm. We're not always going to be talking about merchandise because it's only dependent on what is actually come out. What has been released at the time. So we just got notice very soon, probably in the next probably closer to April is when they're actually getting released. But we're getting both Nindroids and scale figures for the Genji brothers. So Higekiri and Hizamaru will both be getting Nindroids and scales in the next 6 months or so by Good Smile. And they are precious and adorable, and I love them a lot.
They are so cute.
Shinken.
I think it was Shinken. I think it was a mix of, hey, these 2 are in Katsugeki. They're also in the 4th musical, and we're gonna just make them very popular. Now they're in Hanamaru season 2. So I don't think that's a coincidence. I think Nitro is trying to market these 2 a little bit more because they were awesome.
Probably market the KB issue too.
Can they go fight a Gebishi to get Higekiri and Hizamaru?
That would be interesting. Or they technically, at the end of season 1 of Hanamaru, they fought the Kebishi in
Because my son
Hidaya.
has issues, okay?
That would explain
That
a
is
lot.
true.
So there could just be like, hey, surprise.
That makes a
One of
lot
the
of
swords
sense,
dropped.
actually.
She got one of the swords, or they got one of the swords, during that big
Hidaya.
fight. During the big fight. So
But then when did the other one come? I just have so many issues. I am so concerned for Kashu, though, because he gets made their, like, caretaker.
Babysitter?
Their babysitter. They're like, oh, by the way, we're entrusting these new folks to you. And he's like, wait, what? What now? So, bless him.
If he can handle the entire Sanjo clan, he can handle the Genji brothers.
This
He's
is
just going to
true.
regret all life choices.
and if you could handle like Dodonuki running off and trying to make a weapon out of everything, and Tsurumaru finding every tiny little thing enjoyable, I think he can handle the Genji brothers.
Let's hope.
We're a little less ADHD.
Just a little. I feel like Higekiri's a little bit more up in the clouds than even Tsuru.
He sure is.
And his is just all about protecting Higekiri.
He needs a hug.
Yes. But what do you guys think of their little scale figures? They don't have like cute items to hold in their hands like some of the others do, like Kashuna's Dango, but they're still, I find them precious. I was half tempted to, after looking at it, tempted to get Higekiri's, but I was like, no, I have enough. He's not one of my official, like my top favorites. I will hold off.
I see it, and like it's got the line with it, right? And all I hear is Genji no Choho Higekiri-sa.
But yep, those beautiful scale inventory figures
Mm.
are currently on pre-order on Good Smiles website. If anyone's interested in getting those, I think they're still up for pre-order. I think maybe the Higekiri Nindroid is no longer because it was one of the first ones that was announced, but the Hizamaru one is because I think it just got released. They released them. It was like, here's the Higekiri Nindroid and Hizamaru scale, and then like a couple weeks later, it was like Higekiri's also getting a scale, and I'm like, where's the Hizamaru Nindroid? And they just announced it like a couple weeks ago. Like, he's getting one. Here it is. They probably taking a little while on his finishing touches for things. So I don't know. I don't know how long it takes Good Smile to make their figures.
They do have quite a bit to adjust to, so.
And little small tidbit: the Uguisumaru Nindroids are being sent out, or currently on like for purchase now. They're not pre-order, so it finally got released, and he is in the mail.
Yay!
Somewhere.
Somewhere.
Probably
He'll
got
come
stuck
home
with
soon.
holiday packages. So, yep. And I think that's about it for. I think that is it for this episode. Today was really long because there's a lot that happened this month, especially musical related, and the fact that this is our first episode, so there's a lot to cover. So we will. Anyone else want to say anything before I completely wrap it up here?
Have fun.
Yeah.
Have fun.
This
Happy
event
New
that's
Year.
going on will be talked about in our next time too, because it lasts through halfway through January. So that'll be fun to wrap up our discussion with.
Mm-hmm. We'll see if Jesse
Tune in
somehow
next time to
managed.
see if I make it to 100,000.
We will see. So that is everything for this episode. Thank you guys for listening to us ramble on.
But
And yeah, hope to see you guys.
oh,
in
if anyone
February.
hears this and it gets put up before Ichi, feel free to stop by and see us.
Oh yes,
because Master Sword here, Marissa, will be doing a panel plug, yay, for Touken Ranbu Beyond the Blade.
Mhm.
It'll be a lot of fun.
And you get to listen to my beautiful voice for 2 hours again.
But also get to see you as your favorite character, which will be really cool.
Oh my gosh, I just saw our messages. I forgot Hakata.
Yeah, that's okay. We fixed it. I mentioned it. Where were you?
I forgot him. I don't know why he's not in my notes. I think I put him in there and he got somehow accidentally deleted.
That is
distracted
okay.
by shiny things. It's okay.
I'm sorry, Hakata.
So yes, come yell at us at Ichi if you are there.
Yep. We will be running around. So my Touken Ranbu panel is, when did it get moved to? It is Friday at noon in Events Room 3. If you're going to come, and if not, you'll see us 3 dressed as Yamabagiri, Horikawa, and Ishikiri Maru at least one of the days. And can't forget, Jessie also has a couple of panels as well.
I do have a couple panels. Come learn Japanese with me Thursday night at 6. Come yell at me about Okami and concerts in Japan on Saturday at 2 and 4, respectively.
Or you can come to my Overwatch panel at 4. Whichever one's your cup of tea. Probably go to Jessie's concert. It's one.
The Overwatch one is going to be really cool too, though. So if you're either one of ours, let us know that you heard about us. Yeah.
All right. So now to officially wrap it up, because this is Touken Rambles, and we will ramble a lot.
So take an apple from the concentration tree, and we're going to wrap it up for the night.
Yeah. So we will either see you at Ichi, or you'll hear us in February about everything going on this January. So, all right. Thanks, guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Mata ne.